Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
It's a layering kind of day. Temperatures will go from mid-50s to mid-80s. I'll show you when we have a chance of rain to go along with it.
Vote on cuts. Today, Wake school leaders will decide on their budget proposal for the coming year, what may be on the chopping block, and how county leaders are being asked to help. Plus, overtime win. Oh, yes, the Canes are holding on to their winning streak in the playoffs. Locker room reaction after their come-from-behind performance in Game 2. Ooh, it was looking a little dicey there, but the Canes got it done. Hey, thanks for joining us this morning at 4:30 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. I'm Chris Lovingood. Let's go ahead and swing into weather with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. As advertised yesterday, Elizabeth, it got warmer, and the warmth is going to be sticking around for quite some time.
It is all the way through tomorrow, and then we have a cold front that'll bring us some much-needed rain, which we'll be happy to see, certainly. Here's a live look at Durham. Skies are mainly clear. Our flow is out of the southwest at 9 miles per hour, and so that's keeping our temperatures nice and mild for today. 60 currently. Temperatures will likely drop on down into the 50s in the Triangle because we're seeing 50s everywhere else. 59 in Southern Pines, 55 in Fayetteville and Roxborough, 58 in Rocky Mount, 57 in Goldsboro. And with mostly clear skies, we do tend to see temperatures continuing to fall all the way up till around 7 a.m. It'll be slightly more breezy for today. Southwest winds gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour and lots of sunshine. Lunchtime 75 and we'll see a high of 84. So definitely a warm day for us. Then we see a chance of showers starting tomorrow. It could start before the evening commute, and then we'll have a chance for some storms later on Thursday. I'll walk you through our rain chances coming up. Chris?
Sounds good, Elizabeth. We'll see your full forecast in just a bit. Let's go over to some breaking news this morning. As Raleigh police say 2 people broke into a vape and tobacco shop overnight. The WRAL breaking news tracker saw officers investigating at King Vape Tobacco and Hookah on Dixie Trail. That's off Hillsborough Street near NC State's campus, if you're familiar. A side door to that business appeared to be shattered, and we are working to learn whether any arrests have been made in this case. A $2.2 billion budget. That is how much the Wake County manager proposed for next year at last night's meeting. It would come with an increase in property taxes. Wake County manager David Ellis' outlook for the next fiscal year. It's kind of bleak. County expects to earn $40 to $50 million a year in new revenue. But this year, it was just $8 million. All of that went to public safety, and they're making up the difference with a one-time $35 million withdrawal from reserves. The property tax increase will add another $62 million, and the 2-cent increase would cost the average homeowner $90 more this year. Now, as Wake County looks to increase property taxes, the state Senate is expected to pass a proposal related to this. That could prevent some other counties from raising their taxes this year. Let's bring in Ali Kaddabar. She's live outside the state legislative building this morning. Ali, this proposal has to do with reappraisals.
And this is a part of state lawmakers' plan for property tax relief for residents. And today, this Senate bill stops counties from increasing property tax based on reappraisals this year. Now, this means county governments would not be able to raise the taxable value of your property. At least a dozen counties, including Guilford and Harnett, are scheduled to reappraise properties this year. So if passed, Wake and Durham counties would not be affected this year. Wake is up for reappraisal next year, and Durham is scheduled for 2029. Local officials say the bill could still hurt their ability to pay for services. Now, this bill would just be a temporary pause on reappraisals. Lawmakers are looking at other ways to reduce property taxes long term. The Senate convenes at 9:30 this morning. WRAL will be following this. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Kaddabar, WRAL News.
And today, Wake school leaders will be one step closer to finalizing their budget. Newly proposed cuts could reduce classes at some high schools and impact certain school employees. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from Wake School headquarters in Cary. Kelsey, if the state puts a cap on property tax increases, well, that could affect funding for the school system.
Yes, Chris, this conversation surrounding property taxes does play into Wake County Public Schools budget. So today, school leaders will be meeting here at the board headquarters to vote on recommended budget cuts. Superintendent Robert Taylor recommends more than $10 million in cuts. That's less than 1% of the total budget. The superintendent proposes cutting these costs and asking county commissioners to cover the rest. Wake County manager David Ellis says he he supports Taylor's request and recommends it to commissioners. However, he does anticipate funding cuts for the school system. During a presentation yesterday, Ellis explained that those are more likely to happen if the state puts a cap on property tax increases. When we asked him about how much funding could be cut, this was his response.
It's too early to project exactly how much it potentially could be, but my job is to prepare the board for what may come next. And if we don't have some changes in the near future, we will be looking at cuts moving forward.
School leaders are scheduled to make that vote today at 5:30. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
And also at today's meeting, the Wake County School Board will debate changing the calendar at 8 schools. And this is part of an effort to cut costs at schools that are no longer overcrowded. The multi-track year-round schools would convert to a traditional or another year-round calendar. Multi-track year-round calendars divide students into groups and rotate the groups in and out of the school at different times. It allows the school to enroll more students, but it also costs more because the school is open for 12 months out of the year. Parents voiced their support to keep the year-round calendar at a public hearing last month, but some say they feel their feedback is not being heard.
You know, parents are rightfully upset. They gave us this opportunity to make our voices heard, and we did like they asked, and it's still not being considered.
Today's discussion starts at 1 p.m., and you can look for updates throughout the day on our website, WRAL.com, and the WRAL News app. Well, it took a little extra time and a come-from-behind effort. But the Carolina Hurricanes are still undefeated in the playoffs after a win over the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 2 of their series. The Flyers scored the first 2 goals of last night's game at the Novo Center, but the Canes came back and tied it at 2, forcing overtime. And almost 19 minutes into that extra period, Taylor Hall scored to give the Canes the win. Here's what teammate Seth Jarvis had to say about Hall's performance.
Almost more important than that goal was that block in the third with a couple seconds left. You never know what happens there. So for him to put the body on the line like that and then gets rewarded with the goal, couldn't be happy for the guy. To be down 2 and just kind of stick to our game and wait for our opportunities and capitalize, I think that was huge. It speaks a lot to our leaders, to Roddy, just keeping everyone calm and trusting the process.
And I'm certain that fans agree. Well, the Canes are now up 2-0 in the series, and they will head to Philadelphia for Game 3 on Thursday night. Puck drop is set for 8 p.m. Today, we'll get an update from the Army Corps of Engineers about lake levels in the Triangle and water restrictions. Falls Lake was expected to get 1/4 of an inch of rain over the weekend, but we still need almost a foot of rain to help our drought. Right now, 10 cities and towns across the Triangle are facing water restrictions due to the low water levels, and today's update is expected at 10 a.m. We'll be watching for that. Goldsboro says that it will continue encouraging voluntary water conservation. City leaders are suggesting small changes such as taking shorter showers and running full loads of laundry, even limiting how often you use your sprinkler. And City of Raleigh water customers are still under water restrictions there. They can only use sprinklers on certain days. A city spokesperson says they expect restrictions to remain in place until at least June. And they also say that residents have conserved millions of gallons of water since the rules went into effect about 2 weeks ago. Today, Wake Med will share an update on its new partnership with Atrium. Last night, Wake County commissioners voted to delay their decision for 90 days on Atrium's acquisition of Wake Med. North Carolina's treasurer and auditor asked the county to press pause on that deal. And that's so the state could better understand the potential impact to healthcare costs. We are hearing from neighbors after a huge apartment fire in Carborough killed 1 person and left many others without a home. Sky 5 was above that scene yesterday at the Hillmont Apartments on Fidelity Street. According to Carborough Fire, firefighters arrived around 4 p.m. to find the building engulfed in heavy smoke and flames. A neighbor says she saw someone's cat trying to escape.
He was burned up and terrified, and we're hoping that someone actually got him and got him to safety.
And the Red Cross is helping the people who are out of their homes, but no word on what led to that fire. The man charged in Wake County with threatening to kill the president will remain in custody until at least Thursday. Daniel Swain faces charges at both the state and federal level. During his first appearance in federal court, he told the judge he understands the charges against him and requested a federal public defender. 3 Harnett County detention officers are off the job. They're accused of using excessive force. Adam Isbell, Lenora Dawson, and Joseph Collins were arrested by the SBI. The charges stem from incidents that happened toward the end of last year, and they're each charged with misdemeanors, and they have posted bond in this case. Your time this morning is 4:39. Virus outbreak. 3 people have died and nearly 150 others are in isolation on a deadly illness spread on a cruise ship. Why UNC experts are urging people not to worry about their cruise plans, though. Plus, Duke Energy merger. The company has received final approval to combine 2 of its utilities. How much Duke claims the decision will keep in its customers' pockets.
And it's nice and pleasant as you head out the door this morning to walk the dog. Temperatures are mainly in the mid to upper 50s right now. We'll climb to around 63 by 9 a.m. It will be a very warm afternoon, but we do have some showers on the way, too. I'll show you when. And it is 4:43. Taking a look outside right now. This is a look at the top of the tower right here in our backyard. We have it lit in blue for clear skies. It's going to be another pretty day like it was yesterday. A little bit warmer. We had our temperatures climbing into the upper 70s. We're looking at mid 80s this afternoon. 55 in Lewisburg and Fayetteville, 55 in Irwin and in Rocky Mount. So our morning temperatures are a little bit warmer as well. At the bus stop this morning, still, shorts and t-shirts for sure with those highs in the mid 80s this afternoon. But it's a little cool for it this morning. So maybe just a light jacket for the kids. Really nice as they're headed out to the playground with temperatures in the mid 70s. I'm tracking our next round of rain, and it could start as early as tomorrow afternoon. We'll walk through it coming up. Chris?
Certainly hope that's the case. All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Nearly 150 cruise ship passengers are isolating this morning off the coast of Cape Verde after a deadly hantavirus outbreak. 3 people have died on that ship so far, and 4 more are sick. The ship is currently not being allowed to dock. The World Health Organization plans to evacuate 2 patients that are seriously ill. Everyone aboard is being told to follow strict isolation protocols and are being monitored for symptoms. Now, as health authorities deal with that deadly outbreak, a UNC expert is urging people not to panic about their own travel plans. Hantavirus is a rare disease that's spread by rodents. That's the case that they're dealing with aboard that cruise. It can spread to humans through contact with infected rodent droppings, urine, or saliva. A UNC expert told us the situation on that cruise ship is kind of scary, but you shouldn't be alarmed if you have a cruise in your future.
I don't think most people should be worried about going on a cruise ship with this particular disease because it's so unusual, and I believe this is the first attack on cruise ships compared to other things such as norovirus.
Now, with that case, the World Health Organization echoed his message, saying the risk of human-to-human transmission is extremely low. A Duke Energy merger has received final approval. The company will now move forward with combining its 2 utilities, Duke Energy Carolinas and Duke Energy Progress. Duke claims the move will lead to billions of dollars in savings for customers with more modern infrastructure. And some energy advocates think it'll have the opposite effect. In Apex, town leaders expect a big project for downtown will take a little longer than expected. The Salem Streetscape project has hit some delays. Well, now officials are trying to make up time. The project was paused for a few weeks because some electrical issues have led to a change in some of the designs. The project calls for a revamping of downtown Apex. WRAL is getting answers from the NC State Forest Service after 81 counties across the state had their burn bans lifted despite the ongoing drought conditions. And that leaves the question, why are the bans lifted in some places and not others? Well, we caught up with campers who are enjoying the week at Lake Jordan in Chatham County. The burn ban is in place there. Charles Helton and his family, they camp several times a year. And while he says he'll miss having a campfire, they have propane cooking in the camper.
It's okay, but I'd rather cook, on that grate right there, cook a steak or chicken or whatever. That's what we usually do, but we're equipped either way. We even got a microwave in there.
Even have a microwave in there. Well, the North Carolina Fire Service says a number of factors came together to allow them to lift that ban in the other 81 counties. That includes an inch or more of rain, increased humidity, and a green up of plants, which make them more fire resistant. Even despite that, Elizabeth, we've been kind of talking about, still personally, and I know burning, where I am outside, that kind of thing, because these drought conditions are still pretty severe.
They are, yeah. So everybody, I'm sure, will continue to be careful, and we'll let you know which days are especially dangerous for those people who are allowed to burn. Of course, you're not allowed to burn inside city limits anywhere in North Carolina. We take a look at Fenton and Cary. It's nice and quiet. A pretty start this morning. Feeling comfortable in the Triangle at 60 degrees. That's one of our warmest spots. Our wind still southwest at 9 miles per hour. That'll continue to push the warmth into our area today. It's 53 in Fuquay-Varina, 55 in Apex, it's 60 in Morrisville, 57 in Rollsville and in Clayton. So we're a bit warmer than we were yesterday, and warmer this afternoon too. We climb right on up into the mid 80s. 80s for this afternoon, and we'll see lots and lots of sunshine. It'll be the perfect day to get out and head to a Durham Bulls game. First pitch happens at about 6:30, 6:45. 83 degrees at 6 o'clock, 76 at 8 o'clock. It'll feel wonderful out there. We continue to have warm temperatures tomorrow in the mid-80s, and then it's cooler on Thursday. We'll have rain that settles in Wednesday and lasts into the day Thursday, which we need, but it'll drop our temperatures a little bit. We have a chance for some showers beginning on Wednesday, and then that chance goes up on Thursday. Let's walk through it. This is a look at tomorrow at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And anytime from the middle of the afternoon on, we could see a few scattered showers. Some of that could be during the evening commute tomorrow. Then a little bit of a break for parts of the evening. It shows some showers for us overnight on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So Thursday morning could be a little bit wet for the commute. A break around lunchtime. And then when the front finally comes through late on Thursday, this is when we'll have the chance of some isolated severe storms. Notice the coverage doesn't look too great at that point, but we'll be watching. Right now, it doesn't look like we'd have a big risk for severe storms. We'll talk about the severe storm risk just to our west coming up. Mother's Day weekend planner. Could be a stray shower on Saturday at 78 and some rain on Sunday night leading into Monday. So there's even more rain in our forecast, which is a wonderful thing, but we still need in some places 10 to about 14 inches of rain to get out of the drought. Temperatures dip a little bit on Friday at 71, but again, nice and comfortable for Mother's Day at 83.
Your time this morning is 4:49. New beginnings and endings. A museum exhibit for the Star Wars fandom and a final season of Netflix's The Night Agent. That and more in Hollywood Minute when we return. Plus, fashion is art. The highlights of fashion's biggest night, including record-breaking fundraising and why some celebrities decided to sit the Met Gala out this year. The Lucas Museum of Narrative Art's Star Wars celebrated May the 4th. Plus, Netflix says the 4th season of The Night Agent will be the last. David Daniel has those stories and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
George Lucas's new museum celebrated May the 4th with the first teaser for its inaugural cinema exhibition, Star Wars in Motion, which will focus on the franchise's various vehicles and vessels. It's one of more than 30 exhibits set for the opening of the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art, September 22nd in Los Angeles. U.S. moviegoers will recognize some of this year's Cannes Film Festival jury members. Actress Demi Moore, actor Stellan Skarsgård, actress Ruth Negga, and filmmaker Chloe Zhao have been selected for the main competition jury. The 79th Cannes Film Festival begins May 12th.
We got company. Buckle up!
This normal for you?
Yeah.
Great.
Peter Sutherland has one more mission in him. Netflix says the 4th season of The Night Agent, starring Gabriel Basso, will be the last. Series creator Sean Ryan says season 4, now filming in Los Angeles, will complete our story. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Night Agent, good show if you haven't seen it. Well, we can show you right here as style and art took center stage in New York City last night. Some of the most notable celebrities in fashion and entertainment transformed into walking art at yesterday's Met Gala. The year's theme, Fashion is Art, coincided with a new exhibition titled Costume Art. Anna Wintour, Nicole Kidman, Venus Williams, and Beyonce were the co-chairs this year. And this was Beyonce's first time back on the iconic stairs in 10 years. The gala raised a record $42 million for the museum, and some celebrities were noticeably absent from the event. Many decided to boycott because the main benefactors and honorary chairs were Jeff Bezos and his wife. Meryl Streep and Zendaya both decided against attending. Actress Blake Lively and actor Justin Baldoni have settled their legal dispute. In 2024, you may recall, Lively sued Baldoni's production company. She claimed the company retaliated against her after she alleged that Baldoni sexually harassed her during the film It Ends With Us. Well, he denies the allegations. A judge dismissed the sexual harassment charge, but allowed the retaliation charge to move forward. The trial was set to start in New York City in about 2 weeks. The last known survivor of the USS Hornet celebrated his 102nd birthday. Alfred J. Payne, he joined the Navy at 17 years old and served in World War II aboard the Hornet through key moments, including the Battle of Midway. He enjoyed a celebration on the aircraft carrier that is now a floating museum in California.
The only thing I can say is it's awesome.
Is it?
Awesome baby. My family, friends, right here. Love you all.
Dozens came out on Monday to honor his service and his legacy. Payne's great-granddaughter was also celebrating her 6th birthday. Today in Durham, residents at the Carolina Arbors will get a chance to meet the Sheriff's Office's new canine. The community helped raise funds for the Durham County Sheriff's Office to purchase and train the new canine. And now Lucky is on assignment with his handler, Deputy Justin Witcher. Today, the duo will show their skills to some of the people who helped bring them together. That meet and greet begins at 11 a.m. And over in Orange County, the town of Carborough is encouraging people to shop local. The mayor proclaimed this week as Small Business Week. The town says that small businesses play an essential role in the local economy, making up 96% of businesses there. You can find a list of all the shops and restaurants to support on the town's website. Ahead at 5 o'clock this morning, pause on reappraisals. Today, a bill up for vote on the Senate floor could bring some property tax relief. The key areas whose funding could be affected, plus another data center moratorium. Durham is one of the largest communities in the state that has decided to pause development plans. Why people believe this is a positive decision for the community.